Good Sunday morning, everyone. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Hey, before we get started, we have a special guest today. We'll introduce him in a minute. Before that happens, I got to give my spiel. I want to thank all of our Patreon members and everybody that supports us. You're going to see in about 2 seconds here what that money goes to. But I want to get my sponsors in first. We have Charlie at Singletree. If you're ever in Middle Tennessee and you want some good barbecue, I suggest you head over and see Charlie.
What is going on, guys? It's your man Charlie right here from Singletree Barbecue. Did you know we are on a mission to build community through undeniable hospitality and the perfect plate of barbecue? Y'all come check us out, 2805 Old Fort Parkway, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8, Sundays from 11 to 4. Give us a call at 615-307-0120. You can check us out on all the social platforms at Singletree BBQ. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you. Appreciate all the support.
Yes, we appreciate your support too, Charlie. Charlie's a stand-up guy. He owns a barbecue restaurant here in Murfreesboro. And Charlie is also a veteran, United States Army, so we appreciate all of his support. With that said, so what we do here on this show, we sit around and we just talk sports for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Occasionally, we have a special guest. We're super honored to have him, but we'll get to him in a second. But with the Patreon money, the money I make from my cookbook, from Sailor to Backyard Cook, you can find it in the links below. What that money goes to is just this past weekend, we had the honor to entertain some veterans and first responder to the Detroit Lions game, which is where we met Brian, our special guest. So we'll get to that in a second. So I just want to show a couple of slides. So all the money that we go to, that we generate here, we take veterans and first responders to sporting events. It's our little way of giving back. You know, the tragedy of 22 veterans every single day committing suicide. So this is our little way to try to prevent that by taking these men and women out, show them a good time at sporting events, and just let them know that, hey, you're not alone. And so our very first thing that we did when we rolled in Detroit, the great debate, Lafayette versus American Coney Island. So we went to each one side by side. We each had a dog at both places. And I told the guys, this is the first time they've ever been to Detroit. So I told them that I am not going to sway your vote. You guys go ahead, eat one, you let me know. I'm pretty sure that it was 100% consensus was Lafayette is the better dog, better chili.
That's the only answer. That's the only answer.
Well, as an outsider, it was.
It was a great experience. I'm glad that we were able to do that. So if you're not familiar with Detroit, Lafayette and American is right downtown. It's right in the heart of Detroit. It's a walking distance of Campus Martius Park, which we got super lucky. That was the same night that they were doing the tree lighting ceremony. And it was great. The buzz downtown was awesome. And it was just a great time. And of course, we do love Detroit. It was amazing. It was amazing weekend. So Sunday before the game, we decided to head down to the stadium and take some pictures before it was packed full of 1 million people. And of course, we had to, get a picture taken with Barry Sanders. And obviously, it was the salute to service game, so it was extra special to take these guys down here. And I want to give a shout out to Eric. This is Eric's brother. Eric's brother, his name is Aaron. He's special needs, and the attention to detail that Eric gives his brother is amazing. To see the bond that these two have, it was extra special, man. You're doing a stand-up job, Eric. I just want to give you a shout on that. It's amazing. It's amazing to just watch you and your brother. And I love it because Aaron was giving Paulie so much shit that day. It was awesome.
I'll tell you what, guys. Aaron, I couldn't keep up with him. That guy did some research. He had some core knowledge on baseball, basketball, football. He kept drilling me. He had so many questions for me. I couldn't even get a word in. I mean, Aaron was prepped. He was ready. And gotta love Aaron, man. It was a great time.
He's a great. He's practicing to be a baseball announcer. So I told him when baseball season comes on, we'll have him on the show, see what he's got. He kept bugging me about that. I'm like, hell yeah, Aaron, we'd love to have you on the show.
Well, you had it easy with him then, because he drilled me the whole time we were there.
Well, you're a Chicago fan, and we were there supporting Detroit, so there's that. This is inside the stadium. This is from left to right. That's me standing on the end, a Navy veteran. Behind me, the big guy, Jason, Army veteran. Then there's in the front, there's Aaron, a little man, Paulie, who's a Navy veteran. And behind him is our co-host, Eric. And to the right or left, however you're looking at it, the fella on the end wearing the Chicago jacket, that's James. He's a retired Chicago police officer. So when I say it was an honor to be able to go down there and entertain these guys in the city that I love so much, it was great. And this is what we do every single weekend. We get on here and we run our suck so we can entertain veterans at sporting events, and it was great. And again, Mr. Eric, thank you for hosting us at the tailgate. It was great.
My pleasure.
It just so happens it was the big guy's birthday, so we took him to Greek Town, and Paulie got him a piece of cake, even though he wasn't supposed to eat it.
Hey, and he didn't hesitate. He wolfed that thing down like a blink of an eye.
So I just wanted to show those pictures. This is what we do. All the money that comes in, I just want to be super transparent. Take veterans and first responders and entertainment sporting events, and it was awesome. At the tailgate, we ran into a special guest, and I'm going to let Paulie introduce our special guest, Mr. Brian Smith.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing today?
Good. Hey, just want to welcome you to the show. Thank you for taking your time out. Right now, you're at Cincinnati at the tailgate. You cooked your ribs, and you see what I got on today. I got Steelers, so we're Steelers from Cincy. So to be a good fan here, I'll say good luck to your Bengals today.
well, I wear Lions gear.
Yeah.
For game days.
All right, that's good. Well, hey,
I would
Brian,
never wear Steelers gear.
So it was so cool to run into you at the tailgate at Detroit when we were there, and you got a very interesting story. You ended up coaching Dave Montgomery, the former running back for the Chicago Bears, and now he's the Detroit Lions running back. And give me some background on your coaching football history, if you don't mind, so the fans can know a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I've been coaching football, coaching youth sports for over, 30, almost 40 years. Well, 30, I'll say 30 years. I'm 51 years old. So I probably started coaching when I was like 19 years old. And started out coaching baseball, actually. And then I got off into football. By the time when I'm going to just get to when I started coaching David, I was coaching a youth football program. And then one of my friends, his name is Elias Purdue, and he passed away now. He asked me to come coach at Mount Healthy Junior High School. I was like, cool, I'm good. I'll come. Go there. We go to practice. There's a kid there, and he's real good. It's a bunch of good athletes. He tells his coach, I got to go to I have to go to this Olympic trial thing for a week, so I'm gonna miss a week of practice. So we like, okay, that's cool. He comes back, and it's David Montgomery, of course. And I'm like, well, I asked him, I say, well, how'd you run? He was like, well, I didn't run, I did field events. I said, for real? Okay. So I was like, well, what did you do? I was like, so you throw the disc? He was like, yeah, I throw the disc, the shot put. He was like, but they taught me how to throw the javelin. He was like, I never thrown a javelin before. I was like, well, how'd you do? He was like, well, they taught me on Monday. By Thursday, I was top 5 in my age group in the country.
Wow.
I said, this boy is something special.
That's wild.
So he throwing the javelin. So we put him at quarterback. That's when he started playing quarterback.
Okay.
So we put him at quarterback after that. So we're going to let him throw the ball. And he played quarterback and middle linebacker for us. So,
wow.
So that was in 8th grade. Yeah. Very physical guy. Yeah.
So you knew right away. You knew right away, Brian. He was different than the rest of the kids out there.
Yeah, and it wasn't just his field ability; it was his leadership skills. It wasn't just what he did on the field, because there were other kids just as fast as him, you know. And he was in the 7th grade, he probably weighed 180 pounds in 7th grade playing quarterback. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, he was probably about 5'5", 175, 180 pounds, maybe 5'6",
Right.
you know, 175 pounds in 8th grade. So I was like, this kid, and, you know, he had a lot of, you know, his weight is in his lower body level, his legs and stuff. So I was like, this dude is something different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were also you also were impressed by, because there's a lot of kids out there with talent. As we all know. And, you know, the difference is the ones that can put it together and stay disciplined. And so what was he like? What is he like as a person?
He's really he keeps to himself a lot, but he when he gets on that field, he like turns into a different animal. You know, he's you know, he's a great leader though. Like one time, I'll give you a story about when we were coaching a junior high team. They used to have to ride a bus over to the practice. They would have to ride a bus from the school to the practice field.
All right.
And they you know, some of the kids would get in some trouble, you know, on the bus, you know, cracking jokes, making, you know, getting on the bus driver's nerves. So one day they get off the bus, we like, you know, me and the coach said, this is the last time, man, we gonna punish their asses for this one. So the coach, you know, we gonna get them. So they get off the bus. The bus driver coming to them like, yeah, a couple of them were fooling around on the bus. So we ain't even bringing out the footballs today. We just gonna make them run all day.
Right.
David, he was like, coaches, can I talk to y'all? I'm like, yeah, you know, we come and talk. He was like, hey, it was me on the bus cracking the jokes and doing all this stuff. He was like, don't punish everybody, just punish me, because I was the one doing it.
Wow.
And I was like, we all looked at each other like, this dude is different. Like, because I would have never done that.
Oh no,
you know, I would have never done that.
I'd have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, I was like, hey, everybody go down. The bus, the whole bus going down. He actually took the blame for it. I was like, this dude is different. And you know, he just been a great kid ever since I known him. You know, I knew him before I coached him, because I coached teams and we watched him play. I didn't coach his age group in youth football, but he was always a stud. You know, he was a good running back, good linebacker, you know, but when he did that, I was like, yeah, this kid is different.
And the kid, he was an Eagle Scout, is that correct? Yes, he was an Eagle Scout. Yeah,
He got his Eagle Scout. I think he was his senior year in high school, or junior or senior year in high school. I think it might have been his senior year, but yeah, he was an Eagle Scout, and I never was into the Boy Scouts. My dad actually used to be a scout leader when my brother, I got 2 older brothers, but my dad was a scout leader when they were coming up. And I was telling my dad, I was like, this kid's an Eagle Scout now, you know, because I was, you know, bringing him around the family and doing things. And he was like, for real? He was like, man, that's something big, because I didn't know how big that was. But, you know, he, because I remember he was like, Coach, I'm collecting socks. I think he was collecting socks and T-shirts and stuff for homeless people or something. Right. And that's, I guess that's what he had to do, some little thing to get his Eagle Scout. And he collected so many. He collected too many. Like, it was like, I mean, you know, because people people love the kid. You know what I'm saying? They want to, you know, if a kid's doing right, you know, you want to help that kid, you know.
Well, so, and, you know, you hear a lot about these professional athletes, you know, some of them, you know, getting in a lot of trouble, but then it's nice that we know somebody that's personally connected with you know, a very talented NFL player like David Montgomery as yourself, to tell us the backdrop on this guy. And it, you know, so you can't paint the NFL with a big brush that some of these guys are just, you know, all troublemakers, because they're not, as evident as in your story.
Yeah. So, he does a lot of things, you know. And then when he, you know, when he goes to Iowa State, you know, Coach Campbell up at Iowa State, they would have to go to these hospitals and do things with the kids, and he latched on to a little kid up there. His name is Hunter. I forget Hunter's last name, but his mom and dad are my Facebook friends, and he had like a heart condition where like the membrane of his heart, he was born without the membrane around his heart. So David gets with this kid, and the kid loves him. He's running back for Iowa State. The kid's growing up an Iowa State fan. Kids, I think he just had his 12th or 11-year-old, 12th birthday or something like that. But
outstanding.
David got on with this kid, and he still speaks to the kid, still talks to the family, and he's in and out of surgeries. He can't do well. He's actually pretty healthy now, but
right.
With that, without having that membrane out of his heart, he gets sick a lot. So it's a lot like being out in weather like this. He couldn't be out today.
Well, Brian, it's guys like you that mentor these young kids, and it just takes somebody like yourself as a youngster to take give them some attention and some direction, and so that's how. It's just a great story between you and David, and so what are you doing these days now?
Well, actually, I'm still coach a little. I coach baseball now down here in Cincinnati. We kind of rich in baseball talent. I coach like a rec team. I got a 14-year-old son, coaching him. He's in the 8th grade, coach his baseball team. And I cut hair. So this sports talk, we do this every day in the barbershop. So
yeah.
So it's like, as you see, I put my preferred cuts barbershop, put that on under my name. But like me and the guys, and we got a lady to work with us too. But that's all. She can't stand us talking about sports, but that's all we do is talk about sports.
Well, I wouldn't bet give you much business because look at my head.
Well, we can shave that. We got good shave. We got good shaves and everything. So we do
I'll
it
take
all.
you up on it. I'll be down there someday, maybe.
Oh,
hey, but I just want to say thanks, Brian, for getting on the show like that and sharing all this great stuff. And man, and now I'm gonna turn it back over to Fleek if you don't mind, and we're gonna just talk sports like you're at the barbershop, right?
Okay, I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
So here we go. Go ahead, Rich.
All right.
Yeah. I want to say thank you very much, Brian. And if you're in the Cincinnati area, stop on by Preferred Cuts Barbershop and give them a holler. Get your hair cut.
There you go, Brian.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the Lions, man. They laid a dud on Thanksgiving. They kind of laid a dud Sunday before that. Chicago owned them the whole damn game. Luckily, they pulled that one out. And the question is this the real Detroit Lions? Are they going to struggle here and out? Is it because those 3 games in 11 days? Like what is going on with the Detroit Lions, man?
Man, I think it's 3, like you said, 3 games in 11 days. Them boys were tired.
That's tough.
Yeah, and it was 3
really
games
tough.
in 11 days. One of them was in L.A., one was back home, and then a short week in facing Green Bay. I don't know. I'm not at panic mode yet, but I think they were tired. And that
You don't
that
have to win every game. You got a 2-game division lead.
And that game in Chicago was so emotional. That game with Chicago was so emotional. I mean, it's a letdown game. I think that's all it was.
Yeah, you don't have to win every game, but you want to beat the division foes, though, especially Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I wish you guys would have beat Green Bay. Come on now.
And frankly, it's the Moon's fault.
Yeah.
The Moon.
Yeah, there you go, Brian. You heard it too, right?
Yeah.
He said the Moon.
He said the Moon.
Yeah. The Lions were 0-12 when the Moon was in waxing Gilbreth's stage on Thanksgiving, and guess what it was on this Thanksgiving? So now we're 0-13. The damn Moon's fault.
You might be on to something.
Oh, come on, Brian. I thought I had you. Come on.
Hey, Brian, you were with David after the game, correct?
Yeah.
So what did he have to say about the game?
He was just happy to beat his old team, really. He was happy to beat his old team. I don't, he liked Chicago. He really liked it. We talk about it. It's a business. but
Yeah.
he was just happy to beat his own, and he was just happy to beat his old team. He was just happy about that. That was it. Good to see some of the players he played with.
Right.
That was that, and then he scored the game-winning touchdown. So that was really, really nice for him. So
Oh yeah.
that was really nice.
And I'm going to tell you, as a lifelong Detroit fan, I love that dude. And after hearing your stories, makes me like him even more. So thanks for sharing that.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
And Brian, real quick, we loved him in Chicago, so it is a business. I can't believe we let him go. But anyways,
I'm glad you did.
There. I know.
Yeah,
we love that kid here. We love him. He runs hard.
It's funny because we went to a game up there against the Redskins or the Commanders, and they played the Detroit last year. We went to the game, and I was telling the people up there, I was like, yeah, my boy played for Chicago, this, that, and the other. And they was like, man, we love him. We'd love to have him here. And then look what happened. He ended up being there. So,
He's a hard-nosed runner, that's for sure.
He is. Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we were all butthurt when Detroit let Jamal go. But then when they brought in Montgomery, we're like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah. I think on a whole, like Detroit has been right. That last year they were pretty good. I mean, people forget. It's like people forget that Goff went to a Super Bowl. He didn't win, but he went. He went to a Super Bowl, and you get a guy like him, and then the upgrade in the backfield with Gibbs and Montgomery, and them guys Swift and your boy Williams last year. They were good. They were great. They was the best. They was probably the best 1-2 punch in the league last year. And then to upgrade that really shows that a city is really trying to win something. And that defense, the defense is ridiculous to help.
With Swift and Williams, though, how many of those touchdowns that Williams had were that offensive line? Look at the stats. It was like 1 or 2 yards rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
He wasn't breaking off runs like Montgomery is.
That 75-yarder was beautiful against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Right. And then
you're right about that.
And then with Swift, you look at Swift, and he would
run.
He would run out of bounds.
Yeah.
Instead of
Swift is not that big of a guy. He's not that big, is he?
Right. And I think Swift was a little afraid of getting injured. He was running out of bounds instead of making the turn back up the field like Gibbs does. So I think it's a huge upgrade.
Yep.
Huge upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the game I'm looking at on the schedule is the Cowboys. We have to go to Dallas and play them, so that will be a pretty good barometer right there. Hopefully, we can go to Dallas and get a W.
Yeah, I think they will go to Dallas and get it done. Aiden Hutchinson is a freaking monster out there. That dude is a beast.
Yeah,
and,
Brian, but so is Micah Parsons on Cowboys.
Yeah, he is. He is too. He is as well. But Aiden Hutchinson, they slipping on him. They keep you hear about the Watt kid from the Pittsburgh team. You hear about him. You hear about the Bosa's. They're live, but
the Pittsburgh team
and the boy Crosby down there in the Raiders. But that Hutchinson is a bad dude. Yeah. And this is his second year. This is second year, right?
Exactly. Yeah. He's only gonna get better.
I'm a Michigan fan, so I really like him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He was on the sideline at the game yesterday too. They showed him on the sideline.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I tell you what, yesterday was crazy football, college football.
Yeah. That's a nice little segue, man. Michigan took care of Ohio.
Is Ryan Day going to be fired? Is Ryan Day getting fired?
Woo!
I hope so. I hope not, but
I hope not.
As an Ohio fan,
but they're calling for it. That they having those days back, and they had Cooper coaching up there, and they think it's gonna be like that again, I guess. But he's lost 4 games, and 3 of them were to Michigan. So
I'll tell you guys what. A lot of people are following nationwide. People are following Detroit Lions, and me, even though I'm a Bears fan, I'm hoping your Detroit Lions can get in the playoffs and win a game or two.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can.
When Dan Campbell goes for it on fourth down and he makes it, everybody thinks he's a genius, man. But when he doesn't make it, oh my God, it's so bad.
But they missed like 4 of them the other day.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yep. Yeah.
It's hard pill to swallow though, man. Especially on the, he's doing it on the 22-yard line. It's like, God damn,
was
bro.
Right.
Yeah,
I think one of them was kind of questionable, but the other ones, I'm like, you just got to execute. Especially with the offensive line that they have, they got to execute.
Right.
4th and 5 on the 23-yard line, and he went for it. And the defenses are keen to what's going on now.
Yeah.
They're ready for that stuff now.
Yeah. Unless it's Philadelphia, they do that tush push, that friendly push. It's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, led by Kelsey. Kelsey under center.
He went to school in Cincinnati. He went to UC.
Who, Kelsey?
They both did.
Kelsey went to UC. Him and his brother. They went to UC. Yep.
Oh, okay.
University of Cincinnati grad.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is that where that Bengals team plays?
There you go. Yeah. Hey, they got 2 backup quarterbacks starting today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be rough without Joe.
Yeah,
they're going to be rough without Joe. But Pickens is like a backup too.
Yeah,
I got a guy down here throwing footballs. He might look better than Pickens right now.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. I wish Burrows was playing though, but
yeah.
So let's talk about the
yeah, I see that, honey.
The college football playoff picture. What are you guys thinking? Does Ohio sneak in there?
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
If it was
Probably
depends on the championship games coming up.
Who you got? Who's Washington playing?
Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Now Oregon got a loss, right?
Yep.
To Washington.
To Washington.
Yeah, in the regular season.
So one of them are going to get in. One of them will get in.
Yeah, I think any undefeated conference champion in the Big Five has to get in. That's unquestionable. You can't argue it. If you're a conference champion and you're undefeated,
you really just got to wait and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping Alabama don't get in.
I mean, things could get interesting.
They do.
Things could get interesting if Oregon beats Washington. Then which one do you take? Do you take the conference champion Ducks or do you take Washington?
I think you got to take the Ducks.
Right. If Alabama beats Georgia, which one do you take?
Okay. Yes. Also, on top of that, here's another thing: if Alabama beats Georgia and Texas takes care of Oklahoma State in the Big 12, then who do you take?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Texas beat Alabama.
Yeah, there's 4 undefeated teams, and Alabama beats Georgia.
There can't.
There's only 4 undefeated teams right
There's
now.
only 4 undefeated.
If Georgia loses, there'd be 3.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? Real quick, Bama will get in probably no matter what. You know why? Because Saban's got pictures of that committee in his safe at home, locked away. I'm telling you,
hey, Georgia, should they not get in?
That might be true. That might be true.
SEC champions going in regardless.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
There'll never be a day when no SEC team is in there.
That's it. That's
right.
NCAA would. Yeah.
They could have 3 losses. They're going.
Yep.
One of them. Yeah. They're gonna go.
I think the next year the format changes, right? Is it the first year next year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is it? 6 or 8 teams, something like that.
I think it's 8.
Eight next year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot better.
Yeah, but people will still be bitching. That 9th team is still going to be bitching.
Well.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Everyone happy.
I mean, just like a couple years ago when UC snuck in there, and they, and it was questionable. They're in a, not a Power 5. They weren't in a Power 5 conference then. They just went to the Big 12, but they snuck in there that year. They had Ritter quarterback, and they had Sauce Gardner. They had a bunch of guys. Ivan Pace. They had some players on that team.
I feel like
They snuck in there because UCF didn't make it a couple years in a row, and they went undefeated 2 years in a row and didn't make it. Then UC goes undefeated and makes it. So I know they were a little PO'd about that.
I feel like if you were to make it an 8-team format this year, it'd be a lot cleaner.
Then they throw Liberty or somebody in there. They undefeated too, aren't they?
Yeah. And then Liberty ended up losing 80-0 against
Well, I mean,
Alabama or something.
I don't know. You know, that's the thing, though, right? TCU went undefeated last year. They did beat Michigan, and they put themselves in the national championship game against Georgia, and they lost 65-7.
But they deserved to be there. They were the Big 12 champion, undefeated.
I can't argue that but numerically, yes, they deserve to be there, and they beat Michigan. But you know,
that Georgia team was going to beat anybody. They were going to beat the brakes off of anybody. That was.
They would have beat the brakes off of Michigan. Yeah, they'd have beat the break. Well, I thought the only team that could play with them last year was Ohio State, and they played with them, but they just couldn't pull it out.
So
frankly, I think that Georgia team could have beat the Bears, Paulie.
It would have been a close game.
That team was stacked. Look at that team. It was stacked.
All right. Well, you're going to hear it now because this is what I'm saying right near on the air. Georgia will be national champions.
So yeah, that was going to be my next question. So obviously, Michigan is going to handle Iowa just fine. I don't think there's any dispute on that game.
Right.
So what is the playoffs going to look like for Michigan? Can they hang with the SEC?
Yes.
Is this their year?
Yes. I think yes.
I don't think so. They haven't played anybody this year.
I think yes.
Georgia really hasn't played anybody either.
I'll say our defense scared me yesterday.
All right. Yeah, I mean, 27 points or 24 points.
24. I thought we would have handled it a little bit better. I mean, I get it's Ohio.
Every time the Big Ten comes out of this at the end of the year, they have to play an SEC team, and they just get embarrassed. It just gets the SEC is just on another level.
Ohio held their own in the playoffs last year against Georgia.
Well, it's just Georgia and Alabama. They on another level.
Yeah.
The rest of the SEC really isn't that. It's Georgia and Alabama and then the rest of them.
Well, LSU kind of fell off a little bit.
LSU will be good every 7-8 years.
Yeah,
not with Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly will never win a big game.
Well, know that being a Notre Dame fan.
I don't think he will. I'm with you on that.
Well, that's because Eric's a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. But
he had his time with Brian Kelly.
Well, he was at UC before he went to Notre Dame. He was at UC before he went to Notre Dame, and I think he jumped ship on a plane ride to Notre Dame and said, told all the kids he was going to be there next year, and then changed his mind on a ride up to Notre Dame.
Well, then Brian Kelly shows up at LSU, right, on the campus, and he starts talking with a twang.
Yeah, this dude.
Did you hear that, Brian?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, what? He's talking with a twang like he's a Southern boy or something.
He did that same thing to Notre Dame, told the kids he was staying, and then on a plane ride went to LSU. Caught that Cajun accent down on the plane ride down there.
Yeah.
It's about the money.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be happy if he just said that, though. Just say they paying me. I'm gone. They're going to pay me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah.
And, Texas and Oklahoma are joining the SEC next year.
Yep.
So
Texas and Oklahoma. Yeah. And I think it's gonna be tough for them boys in the SEC. I don't think they're gonna. Well, Texas beat Alabama this year though, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they beat Alabama. But they're gonna have to start. They might get more recruits since they're going through that stuff down to Texas A&M. So Texas that might help them out a little bit.
No, they got Archie Manning's kid there, or Archie Manning's grandson. I mean,
his grandson. Yeah.
He's QB.
Yeah, but he was thinking about transferring because Quinn Ewers was the starter and he wasn't getting any playing time. He finally got in the game, I think, this week.
Yeah, yesterday he got
it. It was like 50-7 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may lose Arch.
I think they will.
Well, that got the portal.
That's the talk.
They can jump
Yeah.
when they want.
Hey,
To.
I got a question for you guys. What do y'all
Yes,
think
sir.
about that transfer portal?
It's garbage.
Well, yeah, you know what? It's a business, right? And they just made it a business. And you know what? What you got with the transfer portal is you got a couple teams every year that are going to be stacked with the talent because everybody's going to want to go to those select teams. And to me, it's going to create a competition issue with the other colleges out there because they're not going to be able to get the 5-star recruits coming through the portal like these big name schools will. So
Right.
college football is going to be down to like 10 teams probably every year.
Yep. Yep.
That's my input.
Yep. It's pretty crazy because but at the same time it could be like you have a kid that'll go to say a Missouri opposed to he ain't gonna play at Alabama, so I'm gonna go to Missouri and play. Especially quarterbacks. Because them guys, it ain't that many places you could go and play and be successful and be seen.
Well, Coach Smith, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So let's say you got 5-star recruits on your team, they're freshmen. How are you gonna how do you treat them guys? Because you know that if you don't do this for them or you don't give them playing time or this or that, or they have a bad day in the locker room, they're going to be gone. How do you manage that?
It's tough. You got these prima donna type kids out here. They they think they deserve everything without none of the work. It's tough. You almost, I know when Coach Campbell, when he recruited Dave at Iowa State, he told him it was another college was recruiting. I think it was Buffalo, and the guy came in visiting. He was told David, he was like, yeah, we're gonna redshirt you your freshman year. So we got to teach you some more things, this, that, and the other. Dave gets up and walks out. I go out in the hallway, what's up? He was like, man, they ain't gonna give me a chance to play. I don't want to go. I ain't going there. I don't need to talk no more. So the Iowa State guy comes in and he tells him, Dave just asked, he was like, hey, let's cut to the chase. Am I going to get a chance to play as a freshman? He was like, well, we want to redshirt you, but make us play you. He's like, do what you do on the field and make us play you. So the kids got to just go out and they can't think that they just got it. There's a kid that comes to our barbershop team next year. His name is Jordan Marshall. He's going to Michigan, running back. He's at Moeller High School down here in Cincinnati. He's and the same thing with him. He's going to Michigan, and a lot of people around town he shouldn't go to Michigan, this, that, and the other. But they probably just like Ohio State, but
right.
A lot of them think that he may not play. And I'm like, hey, go up there and go for the challenge, and see if you make the cut, And even if you don't play your first year, you got because you've been running the ball since you was a sophomore in high school. You get a year to to let your body heal a little bit because running backs get dinged up.
Yep.
So you get a year to let your body heal a little bit, and you're still around the sport, and you're still around great athletes. Just do that, and then let your time come. Right. It's not going to be instant gratification. You gotta. I think it's good when kids actually put in work, and you see the results of the work that they put in. And a lot of our kids are not doing that, and some of it's the parents' fault. They think their kids deserve it all. Come on now, you gotta put in some work.
Parents' fault and that participation trophy.
Yeah, that participation trophy. Yeah, that sucks.
Get that out of here. Forget about it.
Yeah. So, a couple years ago, I was coaching baseball, and our team, we won 2 games. And they was like, we're going to get a trophy for the kids. All the coaches got to put in for the trophy. I was like, I ain't putting in nothing. And my son can't have it. I was like, my son can't have one of those trophies. No, he can't have one.
When we were playing, we didn't get anything if we lost.
Yeah.
You got nothing.
First or second place. You came in third place. You mad.
Next year.
As one of the greatest athletes of all time once said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Yep. Ricky Bobby.
Hey, with the Pac-12 imploding, what's the landscape of Michigan and Ohio State look like in the future? Because right now it's Michigan and Ohio State in the Big Ten, and everybody else kind of Alabama and Georgia in the SEC. Nobody challenges these two teams. Is it still going to be these two teams on the top, or is Oregon and USC, are they going to challenge for the Big Ten?
I mean, Washington's
Oregon's
coming
not
over
joining,
too.
Oh yeah, Washington too. Yeah,
Don't sleep
Washington,
on
Oregon, USC, UCLA.
I didn't know all of them were coming. I thought it was just USC and UCLA. I didn't know.
Yeah,
other
don't
teams.
sleep on Washington, boys.
From what I understand, the Pac-12 is dissolving, and they're just divvying up their teams.
Yeah, because Colorado going to Big 12. A couple of them going Big 12, I believe.
Yeah,
No Colorado.
Yeah, no. Washington State is, I believe, going to Big 12.
Yeah,
I don't know about Arizona and Arizona State. I don't know where they're going.
Probably some mid-major where they belong.
I mean, but they're good in basketball, though. They're good in basketball. Well, Arizona is. Historically, they're okay in basketball, but it's I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this.
Speaking of basketball, go ahead, Brian.
I think USC and UCLA, because Ohio State get a lot of kids from California, and I believe that when USC and UCLA join their conference, those kids won't go to Ohio State. They'll just stay there and get to play out in the Midwest and get to play in them different places. I think they'll stay home. Yeah.
Well, what's going on with basketball, college or NBA? Jason or John, you guys up on that stuff?
College basketball is getting rolling a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to college basketball, so
big games, nothing to really worry about. Really,
what's that term?
Have the Pistons won a game yet?
Not since the losing streak started. No,
their rookie's really good though.
Not since we last talked.
2 weeks.
13-game losing streak. 13.
What's your rookie's name?
Asar Thompson.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, he's pretty dominant.
Good.
He's a pretty good bright spot. I will say that. Him and Cade are pretty nice, but I don't know. We need some better leaders in there for them. I don't know. It's the coaching staff that's not doing enough. I mean, it's his first year coaching, so I can't be expecting too much, but I'm expecting better than 2-14. I'll say that.
Well, what's going on with that tournament in the NBA? Is that thing still going on? I mean, I don't even understand that thing.
Yeah.
All I know is I hate those floors. I hate the way those floors
Yeah.
Some of them are rough. Some of them are rough.
Some of them are hideous. Some of them actually don't look bad, but some of them are hideous.
Theirs out the other night. The Knicks one looked really good.
Did it look good?
I like the Pistons.
Yeah, man. They didn't have. It wasn't all orange. It was just orange, like in the paint and in a couple other spots. But it was good. Yeah, the in-season tournament is catching some attention. It's definitely adding some excitement to the games. You're getting some different teams that are.
I think the players are playing a little harder, knowing that they got something to play for.
Yeah. There's a lot of money on the line. So,
hey, speaking of basketball, I want you guys to do a Google search when you're done. Google search Larry Bird's grandson. Kid's 11 years old, and he's out there schooling everybody. It's amazing.
I can believe it.
Is he in Indiana?
I don't know. He's only 11 years old, but he's out there. Like, his ball handling skills are amazing for an 11-year-old kid.
That's where the game's going. That's how the kids want to play.
I was watching a TikTok video of him this morning. I was like, holy hell, man, this kid is amazing. He would probably school most adults at 11 years old.
I wouldn't. How big is he? He got height.
He's a little guy.
11. Yeah, he's 11 now. They got those jeans. They probably grow to 6'8". By the time you're in ninth grade.
You gotta like those little guys.
Hey, John, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dang, it's amazing.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think he's 11 or anymore. That some of those videos were a little older.
It might have been an old video I saw, but the video I saw, he was an 11-year-old kid, and he's just out there schooling everybody, man.
Wow.
Yeah, in the videos, he's definitely 11, but I think those videos have been out for a little while, so he might be older now.
I don't know, man, but he's going to be fun to watch, man, when he gets to college.
I just want to say thanks for the people in the audience. We've seen your comments and appreciate it, your participation.
Yeah, if you have any questions, man, drop them in the chat. We'd be more than happy to answer them for you. But I think we're about to wind down. Does anybody else have anything before we cut it loose? We're already at 46 minutes. We need to get Brian back to his ribs, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They didn't burn.
They
Hopefully the boys
eat them
didn't
up
burn.
over here.
Hey,
And I'll
Brian,
say this, huh?
I'll say you're going to hear from me later today. I'll text you.
Okay. Hey,
Go Steelers.
hey,
Go
yeah.
Steelers, baby. Go Steelers.
Hey, hey, whatever. I can't.
Good answer.
Hey, look. He said, I'm an Eagle fan, but I can't even pull my shirt up. But you see the bird? Can you see the bird?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
You see the bird?
Yeah, oh,
You
yeah.
know, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan unless they play in Detroit.
All right. No, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Anywhere
hopefully we'll-
David is, that's where I am. So
Right
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
man.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
all that, Brian.
Yeah.
hey, it's
Thank you.
great. I hope to come on here again.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope I
anytime
can come on again.
yeah, we'd
Yeah.
love to have you back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just let me know. And if you guys ever come to Cincinnati to I think Detroit's due to come here probably next year or the year after. If you ever come down here, let me know and we will get you together. We'll host you a nice tailgate party.
Hell yeah.
We
For
do it up. We do it pretty good.
And I got
Well-
your digits.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
this though, Brian. The Detroit Tigers are going to be in Cincinnati, and I was actually already looking at the schedule. I think it's July 7th, and I was actually thinking about bringing my wife up. Do you go to baseball games?
I actually do. I'm actually, for some reason, I'm not a Cincinnati fan of any of the teams except for Xavier. I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan, so I always go to the Cardinal games. Like
Yeah.
when I was
right
a kid, my dad went to high school with this guy. What was his name? I forget what his name was, but he played for the Cardinals. Tony Scott, that was his name. And that was
Right.
the first game I ever went to, and I've been a Cardinal fan ever since.
Awesome.
That was before Ozzie Smith came to the Cardinals. So people be like, "Oh, you just like them because they're good," and I'm like, "Nah, I know who Gary Templeton is."
So you're a Cards fan, and I'm a Cubs fan. And not only that, now today you're in Cincinnati, and you're rooting against my Steelers.
Yeah. See?
yeah. Ryan Sandberg and them guys, I couldn't stand them. They were good.
Well,
They were good though. I had a couple of my friends. They were Cub fans, so
All right.
we naturally,
when
but
summer
that's
runs,
good. You gotta get credit where credit's due.
when summer rolls around, we'll get in touch, man. Maybe we can hook up and go to the baseball game.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Does anybody else have anything before we shut her down? All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody that's out there on the internet. We appreciate your support. Brian, thank you so much for jumping on with us. It was a pleasure talking to you. All right. Till next Sunday, man. Peace out, everybody. God bless.
Have a good week.
Peace.